We're talking about May, you know, if that's okay with him. But he got an exhibition bout with the guy Tenshin in Japan in April. Tank.
Wait. He's fighting Tenshin.
Yes, he's fighting Tenshin in an exhibition bout in Japan. It's all about putting our guys in.
Wait, is this a boxing match?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exhibition bout.
The guy that you just fought.
Yes, absolutely.
In Rising.
Yes, in Rising. Yes. So I'm proud of Tank, and he's gonna stay active. But April is Tenshin, and May is the real fight.
So what would be the real fight?
We don't know. We don't know. I get back, I talk with my staff, my team, sit down with Leonard, Al, and the rest of my staff, and the rest of my team, and see what we come up with. But also, let the young man, this young fighter, this young champion, have some input.
It's a surprise to us that he'll be over in Japan having that fight again.
It's an exhibition.
With the exhibition, we all saw what happened with your exhibition. What did that guy do?
It was crazy, but you know, the exhibition was supposed to be $9 million, but I ended up making $10 million. Over $10 million. I got a bonus.
The man was crying when it was over. You destroyed him. What did he do in that fight that would make anybody believe it will change at all with Gervota Davis, an even bigger puncher, a more aggressive fighter, a younger fighter? Like, how can this possibly be competitive?
Well, you know what was crazy is, like, Tank know this. When I was young like him, I was a knockout artist when I was young. But, you know, Father Time, which is, you know, as you get older, and you get into your 30s, you know, the hands ain't holding up, the body ain't holding up the same. But then you got that mental game, you still got to find ways to win. But, you know, it's his night. It's his night. I'm proud of him. I want him to keep going out there being the best that he can be. And what can I say? His grade tonight is always as great as an A if he won. And you can't grade him a B, even if it went to distance. Can't grade him a B because he won. So it's an A, and he made some hell of a money.
His name Takashi. You gonna try to knock him out faster than Floyd did? Wait, hold on. Radio Raheem with Gervota Davis and Money Floyd Mayweather.
Let's talk about the impetus of this feud, this issue between. You won't even say his name. You won't even say. I know you like to call him another name.
I got a different name for him.
Yes,
so.
but you won't say. You won't call him Paul. You hate him that much.
Paula.
Paul. That's right.
There you go.
You know, my friend who I think you know, the great UK journalist Shamat Karsan, sent me a picture just right before the show of you two together. I think in 2015.
Yeah.
You seemed like you were boys. You seemed like you were cool. Where did it all start? How did it all start between you two?
Yeah, well, you know, as you say, you know, there's probably going to be a few pictures of us knocking around in that fashion. And we were cordial. You know, Paula has actually said before that we weren't friends. He wasn't a person that I would call up and stuff away from the mixed martial arts. But anytime we were together having to do anything, there was no problems. In my eyes, there were no problems. We've done multiple interviews together where we're both sat there and people ask that question. They're like, well, you know, what would happen if you two fight? And he would near enough say the same thing that I would say, like, you know, I'm not chasing the fight. If it happens, you know, may the best man win kind of thing. And that's it. And after one of his victories, he landed a really nice jump knee. I think he was doing an interview and mentions me in just a very different light to what he had been saying before. And it was along the lines of I'm Mayweather. I'm the bigger guy. I'm the better fighter. He's not on my level. He's Adrian Broner, and it was just very belittling. And I just felt unnecessary, especially when I wasn't present to be able to say anything back. We're MMA fighters, so we're like, cool. Let's just settle it in the cage. I'm very good at the social media side and started trying to force the fight a little bit because it felt like he didn't really want to have that fight. I kept pushing. And for me, he really just didn't like, especially the way I was kind of hitting him up online. He didn't like that, and it just kind of grew the feud between us.
What was it like when you got home this weekend? Was it an empty feeling, or how would you describe it?
Absolutely, man. I mean, I feel lost right now. You know, I come home. I didn't even get to fight. I didn't get to compete. I have all this built-up energy that I didn't get to use, and it's an empty feeling, that's for sure. It's a lost feeling. I don't know where to go from here. But I mean, I'm doing okay. You know, I'm dealing with it the best that I can. I'm dealing with the deck that I was dealt with. I've got the belt here at home, sitting in my living room. It's not the way that I wanted to win the belt, but here it is. Dealing with it the best that I can, and let me also say that I was not in any way disregarding Rob's health issue and what he had to go through. I'm sure it's not easy, and you know, I wish him all the best. I wish him a speedy recovery. By no way, any means, was I disregarding him and the surgical procedure that he had to go through. And like I said, I wish him a speedy recovery.
So I heard you say that, you know, you consider yourself the middleweight champion. You have the belt there, and you said that on Saturday. And I thought you did a great job of conveying that point to the audience. And I give you a lot of props for even showing up, because I'm sure that it was hard for you to be there. But has the UFC actually said this to you? Because it seemed like at the post-fight press conference, Dana was saying something else. He called it cute. He said that was Henry Cejudo's belt. It seemed like he was dismissing what you were saying. So where do you actually stand with that title and in that division?
I got the title right here at home. I got it right here. I'm not going to be parading around in it anymore. People were mad I did that. I flew her first class, and she's doing well.
Was that Henry Cejudo's title, or was that the UFC's title that they gave to you?
That was my earned title that I won when Rob didn't show up, unfortunately. I mean, this is, like I said, this is a win by forfeit, and it's not the way that I wanted to win, but it's a win by forfeit, and I'm dealing with it the best that I can. And like I said, once Rob heals up, let's make the fight happen.